Donald Trump's daily routine is absolutely insane, and I'm trying to survive his daily routine for 1 week, and today I'm on day 2 of the challenge. Yesterday I started off the challenge at 5:30 a.m. when Donald Trump usually wakes up, and it dragged me for about the first 30 minutes until 6, and then I got into the swing of things. Yesterday was jam-packed full of tons of activities, and I ended up going to bed at midnight when Donald Trump goes to bed, and I was absolutely cooked when I woke up the second day. And without further ado, this is day 2 in trying to survive a week in the life of Donald Trump. This morning I woke up a little after 5:30 at around 6 o'clock, and I woke up with a little bit of a headache, but that went away as the morning continued. Now I would have started the week by changing into my suit, but once a week Donald Trump shaves, and I thought it would do it this morning because I had to shave anyways. And once I finished shaving, I hopped straight into Trump's suit. And it didn't feel as weird as it did yesterday putting on a suit at 6:30 in the morning, because I knew how my day would go and what it would look like. And that really helped because I knew what to expect physically and emotionally, because Trump's daily routine is no joke. Yesterday, I was somewhat bracing myself for the challenge, but today, even with a headache, I went head on. After I changed and was ready for the intense day, I watched the early morning news, which is something that Trump does every day after he wakes up. The main reason why Trump follows up on the news is because number 1, he likes to stay informed, and number 2, so he can make a comment on anything that happens. And after watching the news, my headache from earlier that I woke up with was starting to come back, but I decided to truck on and not even care about it. And I was able to see the sunrise, which gave me hope for the day. I followed watching the news by reading the Washington Post online. A lot of the articles were very interesting, and I spent reading the newspaper for about 15 minutes. And once Trump finishes reading the newspaper and watching news, he's usually hungry about that time, and so am I. So I decided it would be a perfect time to eat some breakfast. Once I finished eating cereal, I ate some scrambled eggs because those are one of Donald Trump's favorite breakfast foods. He enjoys eggs fried, poached, or scrambled, but his favorite are scrambled. My research didn't exactly say how many scrambled eggs Donald Trump eats, but I thought 4 would be a good amount. Trump typically likes his scrambled eggs a little bit watery and not completely done, and it's actually insanely delicious. After breakfast, I hopped right into my business meetings, and I made a few phone calls and typed up a few emails, but that was really all that I did. But once I finished my meetings, I forgot that I hadn't brushed my teeth from breakfast, so I quickly did that. And when Donald Trump finishes his morning routine, oftentimes he goes for a walk around the White House grounds, or one of his beautiful properties. But since I don't own any luxurious properties and I don't live at the White House, I literally went on a trip out of state just to get these next few clips. And because I spent a chunk of the day just getting those few clips, I ended up skipping out and not eating lunch. But that's fine, because on occasion, Donald Trump skips his meals because he's so busy. So I missed a big part of the day by traveling, but that's fine because Trump travels all over the place. And I still had 6 hours to finish his daily routine. So I was in good shape. And when I got home, the first thing I did was turn on the TV to see the news and if anything important had happened. Once I finished watching the news, my stomach told me that it was dinner time because, as you may remember, I didn't eat any lunch. So I ended up skipping my business calls, meetings, texts, and emails so I could eat dinner. Dinner was absolutely delicious. I had some rice with some barbecued chicken, which was absolutely delicious. And as you may know, chicken is one of Donald Trump's favorite foods. It doesn't matter what type of chicken it is or how it's done, he will eat it. I personally made it a goal to eat some greens with the dinner because that's something that Trump lacks in his diet.
Nice.
As I was finishing my dinner, I realized that I need some post-dinner entertainment. And one of the many things that Trump likes to do in the evenings is watch UFC fights. And sometimes Donald Trump even goes to UFC fights in person. And when he does, this is what happens.
Donald Trump, their respects to the former leader of these United States of America. Donald Trump is a massive UFC fan. He's watching our fight nights at home, but he is an omnipresent fan. All right, next on ESPN2, men's college hoops, NC State.
So I watched UFC fights for 30 minutes and then I kind of got bored because I don't really enjoy watching people hurt each other, but it was entertaining while it lasted. I definitely enjoyed watching college football more yesterday than I did watching UFC today. I understand that Trump likes the intensity of UFC and how it's quick and you've always got to stay on your toes, but at the same time, it's not really my thing. So for the rest of the week, I think I'm going to be sticking to college football and NFL games because playoffs start really soon. But nevertheless, I really enjoyed watching Trump show up at the UFC fight and people going crazy. It always gives me chills when famous people do stuff like that. A little bit later in the night, after watching UFC, I flipped on the news and saw about the tragic wildfires that are happening in California. The whole situation is tragic and my prayers go out to the loved ones of those who have died and lost everything. So then I made phone calls to my family like Trump does, and I told them about the challenge I was doing. I also told my friends as well, and it was a very chill time. And I told them a little bit of detail, but I said you've got to wait until this comes out. I really enjoyed how my friends and family were interested in this challenge I'm doing, even if they didn't like Trump at all. And I don't mean to spark any controversy with the series. I'm just trying to focus on Trump's daily routine as a businessman. Anyways, after my phone calls, I went off to bed. It was a little bit before 12, but I just couldn't anymore. And I really didn't want to get sick for this challenge, so I thought that would be an appropriate time to go to bed. And instead of me telling you about when I went to bed, let me tell you when I actually went to bed. Hey everyone, this is the end of day 2 of trying to survive a week in the life of Donald Trump. And I'm kind of getting hit hard right now. I was trying to stay up until midnight, but I just couldn't. And right now it's a little bit after 11, and I need sleep. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, this is raw, uncut footage right now. I need sleep. I'm starting with a runny nose. I had a headache a lot, big part of the morning today. And I just need sleep. I'm just hoping not to get sick because that would just completely ruin this challenge. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Hopefully tomorrow I wake up feeling better. I'm aiming to wake up at 6 instead of 5:30 just so I can get a 30 extra minutes of sleep. And that would be banger if I did. That's kind of where things are at right now. Hoping I feel rejuvenated tomorrow after this 6.5 hour sleep I'm going to get. So until then, I'm praying for myself. Hope I do well. Hope I get a lot of sleep tonight. And you guys know how it is. Video every day for the next week leading up to Trump's inauguration. So yeah, thanks for sticking in. This is very real time I'm having with you guys. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe. It would mean the world because I'm going drastic measures to do this. And yeah, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed.